Well, I don't get angry often, but whenever I was 20 years old, I was fucking pissed, bro. I was scrolling through my Snapchat, my eyes only, right? Because that's where I kept my progress pics. And I've been working out for like a year and a half now or so, maybe 2 years. But I was scrolling through and I was looking at my weight, and I realized for the past year, I couldn't tell a difference in my physique at all. I've been going to the gym for a year, and I've been working my ass off too. Those weren't easy sessions. I was putting my work into the gym for a year and I saw no progress. And this made me so freaking upset, bro. I was upset at myself. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What is going on? Because I had put so much time into this. And at first I thought the time was wasted. I just wasted that time. And I started forming this belief that people can't really change because I put all this work into myself, into my body, and I wasn't changing. And I was just so pissed off about it, bro. Pissed at me, pissed at the world, everything. But now I realized that time wasn't wasted, like at all, because, well, it sucked that I didn't make progress for a year. It's the best thing that happened to me in my weightlifting journey because that made me take the rest of my weightlifting journey so seriously. I didn't know why I wasn't gaining weight, so I had to figure it out. And I figured out, man, as hard as I am working in the gym, nothing is going to change if I don't get my diet on point. Because at this point, I've been trying to eat a little bit more every day. I just tried to eat a little bit more green beans at the end of my meals, eat an extra piece of chicken when I can. When you have the mindset of going about things, if I'm going to do it when I can, it's not going to happen, bro, because you aren't committed to it. That's why I wasn't making progress, because every time I ate that little bit of chicken, the next day, I wasn't hungry enough to eat it again. So I just ended up balancing out. The reason you aren't seeing any change in your weight, no matter how hard you are pushing in the gym, is because your diet isn't supporting it. And you know this, you just don't know what to do about it. You don't know how to eat in a way that gains muscle without gaining fat, or that cuts fat without losing muscle. But once you learn the easiest way to do this, there's nothing stopping you from having the body that's in all your inspo pics. My name is Luke Grenoble, and you found yourself among a gang of like-minded young men who are no longer settling for the monotony and depression that living an average life earns you. And if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, hit subscribe right now. And let's be honest, man, you've tried this before, right? Because most fitness influencers say, just eat clean, and that hasn't worked. I'm going to tell you, not only tell you, I'm going to show you the exact things to do that these other fitness influencers aren't going to tell you, because this is what you pay them for. They get paid to tell you these things. They get paid to do this part for you. Today, that changes because I'm not hiding it behind a paywall. I'm showing you everything. So I'm about to go into the details and show you exactly how to make a meal plan that you actually want to stick to, and one that's going to make you progress. But first you have to know, this video is not gonna be a hyper edited one. It's not gonna be one that feels good to watch. It's not gonna be something that you sit back, relax, feel productive doing, and then you don't change anything of your life with. This video is going to change your life, but it will take some discipline to watch it and to act on it. If you can't finish the whole thing at once, I get it, this is a pretty long video. Do it in chunks. Save the video either to your watch later or just like it so that you can come back to it later and finish this step by step. But I want you to do this with me. That being said, let's get into what you need to know before you start making your meal plan. First of all, you need to know how your body is fueled. Calories are nothing but a measurement of energy. It's a measurement of how much energy you are putting into your body. Imagine you have like an energy bar, and whenever you hit the max of this energy bar, whenever you hit this side, that means that your body has the perfect amount of energy. If you go over, your body takes that little bit of energy that went over and it stores it. If you go under, your body uses stored energy to make up for that. But this is how much energy your body needs. So that's calories, right? Measure of energy. Macros, and I'm bro-sciencing the hell out of this because you don't need to know the exact facts and figures and exactly how everything works together. You just need to know what is applicable to you. Macros are the type of energy that you are putting into your body. And there are 3 types. There's protein, carbs, and fats, and they each do different things. Your body needs all of them, and it needs different amounts of each one. And protein is the one that you especially want to make sure that you are hitting because that's what's building muscle. And you must line up each of these to how much you personally need. That's why a meal plan for someone else is not going to work for you. You have to make one for you. So let's find out how much we need. All right, so firstly, there's going to be 2 different sections to this. If you are a beginner and that's the first time that you've ever heard about calories and macros, stick to the simple section. If you want to know exactly how to best tailor it to your body, we're going to use a bit of math, and it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to make you more progress. do that if you've been going to the gym a while and trying to diet already. Okay, the easiest way to figure out what you need is literally just to use a macro calculator. So just type this in on your computer or your phone. Go to this one, calculator.net, and then I'm going to put in my details, you put in yours. So I'm 22, I am 5'9" and a half, and I'm at 166 pounds right now. My exercise is active because, I'll say active because I work out intensely 5 times a week. Right now, I'm about to start a cut. So I'm making a cut meal plan for me. If you've never meal prepped before and you aren't really overweight, go for a bulk because this is how you're going to make muscle. If you want to lose weight, go for weight loss, just the middle one, 1 pound per week. Oh my God, my computer's being so loud right now. I really hope you can't hear that because that's going to be annoying as hell. If you're trying to gain weight, go for mild weight gain because any more than half a pound a week, you're going to start gaining a lot more fat than muscle. So I'm going for weight loss. And then once you have all your stuff in, just hit calculate. And here we go. This is what I would write down. The only things that you need are your protein, carbs, fats. So write those 3 numbers down on a piece of paper. And then right next to it, food energy, just write how many calories you have. So I'd write 2,200 calories, all on a piece of paper. And there you go. You have your macros. So you can skip the advanced section and go on to the next. All right, this is the advanced section. Welcome. The first step right here is to get your calories, how much total energy you need throughout your day. Step 1 in getting your calories is to get your basal metabolic rate. And basically what this means is this is just how much energy your body uses when you are sitting, just laying perfectly still in a field for 24 hours. You're doing absolutely nothing other than just basic body functions. So to get this, the formula is what I'm showing you right here. So it's 10 times your weight in kilograms plus 6.25 times your height in centimeters minus 5 times your age plus 5. And remember PEMDAS, bro. What's in the parentheses, do those first. So you can see this is how I mathed everything out. I got my basal metabolic rate to be 1748, 1,748 calories. Now, step 2 is to get your total daily expended energy. What this is this is your basal metabolic rate, and that's just plus any energy that you use in the digestion of food and any energy that you use in activity. So just take that first number that you got, your BMR, and multiply that by this activity multiplier. And I'm literally stealing this from Mike Matthews' book, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. I'm using his calorie and macro calculator because this is what's worked for me. So depending on how much you're working out per week, how much exercise you have, pick one of these multipliers. And then just take your BMR times your multiplier. That is your total daily energy expenditure. That's how much energy that you use every day. Lastly, very last thing that you need is your target daily calorie intake, which just means this is how much calories you want to take in per day. So if you're cutting, it's going to be a bit less. If you're bulking, it's going to be more than your total daily energy expenditure. And these are the 3 things you can do, right? You can bulk, cut, or maintain. If you're bulking, you want to multiply that number that you got by 110%. So times 1.10. If you're cutting, you want to multiply your total daily calories by 0.75, which is 75%. So I am cutting, I am multiplying mine by 0.75%. That means I need 2,163 calories. And this is going to have me losing about a pound per week. And if you are bulking, that number is going to make you gain about a pound a month. Because any more than that, and you're going to be putting on more fat than muscle. So now you have how much calories you need. Next, macros. I know this all looks confusing. I promise you it's not. Let me explain this. So go to where you are either cutting or bulking or maintaining. If you are going to cut, you want 40% of your total calories to be from protein. You want 40% of your total calories to be carbs, 20% fat. If you're bulking, your mix is going to look like 25% protein, 55% carbs, 20% fat. And your little box on the side here, this is just the formula you have to put in to get the number of grams of that macro that you need. Think of it like points, right? This is how many points of this macro you need. So for protein, you just take your TDCI and you multiply that by the percent that you need of protein, and then you divide everything by 4. The exact same thing with carbs, but fat is that, but divided by 9. And this is just because fat is more calorie dense. So because I'm cutting, I'm multiplying the total calories that I'm targeting times 0.4, because that's 40%, and then dividing it by 4, that gets me 216 grams of protein. I do that the same thing for the carbs and the fat, and that gets me 216 grams of carbs, and 48 grams of fat. Now I have all of my numbers sorted. I know how many energy points I need, calories, and I know how much of each type of energy I need. How many grams of protein, how many grams of fat, and how many grams of carbs. And the only thing that you need to actually buy to get on track with your diet is a food scale. You need to know how much your food weighs so that you know how much energy points, right, are going into your body whenever you eat it. And you can buy any food scale. I'll put an affiliate link down below to the one that I use. You don't have to use that one. Just go on Amazon and pick one. It doesn't really matter. But you could click the link in the description, sort me out with a few bucks if you want. All right, really fast. I'm going to show you how to go find what's actually in each food that you don't know, right? First of all, read the back. So just put in the numbers that are on the back. It will show you how much calories, protein, carbs, and fats it has in it. Just put that into your meal plan. But if you're using something that doesn't have a label on the back, like an apple, you can go to this website right here, cking, and just type it in. Right, so I'll type in apple, click on apple with the skin raw, and here you go, right here. So this is what you would put into your meal plan. And you can round too. I round. We're playing horseshoes here. So I put like 25 grams of carbs, either 0.5 or 0 grams of fat, and then 0.5 grams of protein. Round it to the nearest half a gram. So now we are on to the actual part. We know your numbers. Now we are making your meal plan. So I'm going to record my screen again. So I have a template that makes it a little bit easier for me, which just means that I can put in, like right here, if the coffee creamer was less calories, I could put it was 99, and that changes this number down here. That changes the total number for me. But you can do this yourself literally on a piece of paper, or you can also do it in Excel like I have. You can set up some formulas. It makes it even easier. Now, what you are going to do for your meal plan, the thing that you want to make this actually work for you is you want it to be simple, quick, and measurable, right? So you want it to be simple and quick, meaning it doesn't take you long to cook. It doesn't have many ingredients, and it's easy to do over and over again. And you want it to be measurable. You want to be able to measure what is in each ingredient of it. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is you want 80% of your meal plan to be clean, which just means unprocessed food, whole food type stuff, right? And this is because eating clean just makes your body literally feel better, bro. It regulates your hormones better, which means that you are going to convert extra energy easier into muscle than fat. Now you want to make your love list. What this is this is the foods under each of these categories of protein, carbs, and fats that you love, right? Things that you would love to eat, that it would not be hard for you to eat. Under here, for protein, I've got chicken, eggs, turkey, protein powder, beef. All of these things are just tasty. Tasty as fuck for me, bro. I am not unhappy to be eating those things every day. I am quite jazzed, I might say. Carbs, I got strawberries, sweet potatoes, bananas, bread, pasta, oatmeal, pancakes. And this doesn't all have to be stereotypically like not fun food, right? Like if you don't like to eat sweet potatoes, don't put sweet potatoes in there. Maybe instead of sweet potatoes, you want basil cheddar bread. You could eat basil cheddar bread every day, bro. Go for it. For fats, I've got butter, cheese, nuts, dairy, all that good stuff. And then on top of that, on top of those three, I want you to put down things that are going to be treats, because I want you to also have things in your diet that you really look forward to eating, that you were like, oh my God, I cannot wait to finish those freaking Mike and Ike's today. I cannot wait to smash that Captain Crunch. If you're eating ice cream and you're eating Captain Crunch every day in small amounts, your cravings for other food are not going to be as bad. It's going to be so much easier to stick to your diet. So you can literally copy my layout here. So I have space for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks / dessert. And under each of these, this is the food. Right here is the amount of that food. So you're going to measure it on your food scale, right? If you're putting in 200 grams of blueberries, you'll write 200 grams. And then calories, let's say that is like 100 calories. That's probably not right. Protein, that's probably 0 grams of protein. It's like 12 grams of carbs or something. And then 0 grams of fat. Okay, that's what it'll look like. So you want to make sure that you have written down your daily targets. So here, I'll put in how much I need. So I need 2163 calories, 216 grams of protein, 216 grams of carbs, and 48 grams of fat. All right, the first thing that you want to do when you're creating your meal plan is put in your pre and post workout meals. So I'll put my pre-workout meal right here, I'll say I'll have an apple. And what you want for your pre-workout meal is to have about 30-ish grams of carbs. You don't want it to be huge. And then your post-workout meal, you want at least 30 grams of protein. And we'll go back to Calorie King and we'll look up how much is in an apple. So that's 93 calories. 93 calories. And it was 0.5 grams of protein. How many carbs is that? 20. It's about 25. 25 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat. So this is what it looks like when you put things in. For my post-workout, I'll say, what do I want, man? Let's do a shake with blueberries and bananas. All right, so here I've got my pre-workout meal and my post. Next step is you add your primary sources of protein. All right, I am now at the point where I've added all my primary sources of protein too. So now here in dinner, I have chicken breasts. I also have chicken breasts for lunch. I'm gonna make 2 different meals. Okay, I'm not just eating raw chicken breasts. And then for breakfast, I'm going for eggs and egg whites. And so the goal with this is you wanna have about 80% of your protein in already, right? In with just your main sources of protein. So I had 216 grams. I have about 174, which is about 80%-ish. Next, you want to add your fruits and vegetables. So you want to have 1 to 2 cups of fruit and 2 to 3 cups of veggies in your meal plan every day. This is just going to give you all of the micronutrients you need, which is like all the little tiny things that help your body run really well. Because if you don't have these in here, you're going to feel like shit. All right, so I now have my veggies in too. I got some green pepper, yellow pepper, diced tomato. I got some celery. I got some onion. They're all in here, bro. And that adds up to be about 2.5 cups. And then I had at least 2 cups, maybe more, of fruit in my protein smoothie, where I've got the bananas and the blueberries. So I'm set on that. Next step is you want to add in the rest of your carbs. So these are non-dessert carbs. This is going to be stuff like any pasta, any rice, beans, anything else that you want to throw in there. Just finished putting in my the rest of my carbs. So rice, black beans, and bread. And now your plan is almost finished. You're almost hit all of these right here. Next, what you want to do is tweak your protein. So make sure that your protein hits this target number. I just added in a little bit of extra chicken breast, which brought my protein up to 215 out of 216, which is pretty much freaking perfect, dude. Next thing you want to do is add in any extra fats you need. So we still need about 10 grams of fat. We're going to see what we can do about that. I got butter, cheese, nuts, avocado, coconut oil, all that fun stuff on my list. So I'm going to add some of that. So I'm almost all the way at my fat. Now what you can do from here is you can either tweak all of your meals just a little bit, or do what I do and add in the fun stuff where you don't give a fuck on what you're eating. It's the tasty shit that you love. So I left a little bit of room in fat and carbs because specifically I want Captain Crunch, dude. I've been craving Captain Crunch, so I'm gonna throw that in here. So I just added in my Captain Crunch and a little bit of milk and adjusted some other things in here so that everything would fit right. What this is you're basically just like putting in pieces of a puzzle until it all fits together. And you're just adjusting and tweaking little things at the very end, because that was the last step. So now, after you add in the things you want and tweak everything else, you should be pretty dang close to your daily target. So if you're cutting, you should be within 50 calories of your daily target. If you are bulking, you should be within 100 calories, and try and get as close as possible, only a few off of each of your macros. So I got pretty dang close on all of these, and a little bit over on carbs, a little bit under on protein, and a little bit under on fat, but it works out. We're not going for perfect here. We're going for almost. That's good enough. So now this is my meal plan. So these are the things that I'm going to measure out when I'm cooking in the morning and at night. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see how much stuff do I need to meal prep for the rest of the week. And in the mornings, whenever I'm making my eggs, I'll be like, all right, let me measure out these egg whites. Let me put this butter in that is about 5 grams. And this gets easier and easier as you go on, right? Like at first, it's going to be, this is the hard part. You're doing the hard part right now. You're getting over it. And once you start cooking, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fuck it up, but you're going to get better and better. And about a week or two in, you're going to understand it and have it down pat. It's going to be easy. Now it's just routine. This is when you get powerful, bro. Because this is when you start actually building muscle, right? Or taking off fat, whichever one you want to do. And if you're bulking, obviously, you gotta have more than 1 cup of Captain Crunch. Usually, whenever you are bulking, which you want to be bulking as much as possible rather than cutting. But whenever you are bulking, you can have a lot more freedom with what you're eating. So now you have your own meal plan. And honestly, I'm impressed and I'm proud of you for getting this far. If you have a meal plan in front of you right now, that's one major step. And you should be proud too, because that wasn't an easy task. But it's one that you did, so your future self is going to be incredibly grateful for you now. That's finally a solid step towards creating the body that you have dreamed of. If you've watched this far, we obviously have a lot in common and we're basically best friends now. So sort me out, do the algorithm shit, hit that bell. Taking care of your physical health is going to complement every single other area of your life. It just makes life easier in every other area because you feel better. You have better moods. You're stronger. Now that you have that sorted out, your next challenge is to stick to the meal plan as much as you can. And by as much as you can, I mean aim for 1 cheat meal a week. 1 cheat meal, guilt-free, absolutely go hog wild. Because that's what's gonna keep you on this long term, right? You can't fuck up that bad 1 meal. So just go all out for 1 meal a week. I'm telling you, this literally gets addicting because once you start seeing the progress from it, you're not gonna wanna stop. And that puts you on this positive spiral of success. You're just going to get more and more and more jacked. With your personalized meal plan, you can act now and become unstoppable.